My heart, pumping all day long. Get me the morning when darkness comes. My heart, ooh. It takes so long to mend. It's harder to lean on this shell of a man. You found love in the Lord, your family and your friends. Could you please pray for me that I can find the same within? My heart, pumping all day long. When the evening comes, please stay strong. Give me the morning when darkness falls. My heart, I found victory in the Father's love from the day we wed. And those vows to hold true. Nothing's gonna tear me down until the day I'm dead. My heart belongs to you. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna head on home before it gets too late. I turn it upside down and be thankful for what He gave. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna hold on tight to you when it gets rough. I'm gonna lay down all my cards and call your bluff. Because the one thing in this moonlit room I trust is the beauty of your smile and the warmth inside your touch. Oh, there's nothing like a love of a woman. The way she holds you tight, the way she holds there's nothing like love, nothing like love of a woman. The way she holds you tight, way she holds you tight when you need it most. It gives you just that little bit, just to keep on living. And that's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you find out. That's when you find out what you're made of. My heart is like a lighthouse, just trying to get you home. Your soul is like an anchor, just dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I'm saying. I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. We were younger when we first laid eyes. I was walking up in heaven's skies. How about you? Did you feel it too? Don't believe in love at first sight. Now you make me wanna change my mind. How about you? Oh, how about you? My heart is like a lighthouse, just trying to get you home. Your soul is like an anchor, dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I'm saying. I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. Trying to get you home. Your soul is like an anchor, just dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I'm saying. I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. I just wanna hold you, just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. take my jacket. Take it. Please believe me. Please don't leave me. I said I'm sorry. Didn't you hear me? Please believe me. Please don't leave me now. I said I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Didn't you hear me? The rain, the rain, the rain is falling slow. It's cold, we know. We're standing in it too. You're there, your hair is soaking wet. Please take my jacket. You look better in it anyway. You look better in it anyway. Just take it. Just take it. Watching you go through it. You're living, you're loving, you're laughing, you're playing, you're singing, you're dancing in the dark. You're dancing in the dark. I said I'm sorry. You're dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark. I said I'm sorry. You're dancing in the dark. Wind is always at my back. My back is always strapped with these things that I call my own. Life, it isn't always grand, but when you finally take that stand, you become a man. You needed to become. You meant everything to me. Why you left, I could not see. I guess people just do what they want. Time, it goes faster every day, and my heart, it leads the way, while the future, it fades into a memory. Is always at my back. My back is always strapped with these things that I call my own.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last good night while I begin.
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Psywar.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldier, and at the same time
is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and sympathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
Gripping at my skin, the walls of night close in.
But the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
My last goodbye.
These are the Psywar soldiers.
Hey guys, welcome to Caught Up. It's episode 25. I'm on Rumble Studio live today. We're going to try to do the whole show this way. So all my articles and my videos and all those things, we're going to make this happen on Rumble Studio live, hopefully, right? Make this work out the way that it is. For all that has seen me before, I have OBS, so it's new. Obviously opens up a little bit bigger than what I'm accustomed to, and apparently I have no control over that. And so we'll figure we'll figure it out as we go. But if I get muted along the way, like I do in my OBS, you know how it is, just the way that it is. I'm an East Tennessee guy here, right? So anyway, let's get this started here, right? Brian Riley, this is episode 25. So welcome to Caught Up. Caught Up is an echo chamber for content creators. Almost all content on this show, Caught Up, is created by citizen journalists. I share content created by citizen journalists who I believe to be the best at finding facts buried deep into the abyss, or outlets who I believe to be best for verifiable information. We have to operate within their system, and we only have the information that they allow us to have. These individuals who nerd out on fact-finding missions and then add their opinions to better inform me to make the best choice for me in this war of narratives is resolute. This information war is a battle for your mind and ultimately compliance. I'm excited to share the content in hopes you'll turn off mainstream media, who I believe is just a version of entertainment. So again, welcome to Caught Up. Smash that button. It's a like button. It's a thumbs up, thumbs down button. Share the content. We are on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and X all at the same time right now. So hopefully it works. This was the whole goal, was to be able to stream to more than one platform at the same time. And my OBS studio does, but there's some things that you have to implement, like some mods or whatever. And while I don't completely understand it all, Resolute Tech guy helps me along the way. And in doing so, we'll get that hopefully in the future. But Rumble would like us to start using their studio. So maybe the more that we use it, the better off some of these things are. And we get to, it becomes more user friendly. So Rumble Studios, as you can see, more of the living room has opened up, more than what I would like, but it is what it is. And we're carrying on. As you guys know, this is a home. There are people in it and an animal. And from time to time, things happen. So if you hear something in the background or whatever, just roll on with it, right? Nothing new in this neck of the woods here, right? You know what I mean? So last show we did was on Joe Biden and his interview with George on ABC, and some of the things that he did there, and sort of made fun of him a little bit, and George and Joey. And then we gave some opinions from some of the Badlanders that I like, and then some opinion from me and that kind of thing. But I'm going to do a little bit of the same today, except it's different. Why are they allowing Joey to continue to, I mean, they're attacking him. The media is just, going after him. They're leveling him. You know what I mean? And sort of interesting. What are you doing? Hang on. See what I mean? I guess he thinks somebody else is here. I'm talking to something. So anyway, the media is destroying Joe Biden on a public level. So for all the people out there that just thought that Joe Biden maybe had some issues a little bit from time to time, this has been an ongoing thing for a long time. And those of us that knew this, we tried to explain that in the very beginning, and when all this was going on 4 years plus, and then we got blew off like it was nothing. So, and now they've exposed him. They've exposed him because they want him to step down. They want to put somebody else in there. They thought that they had Joe on their side, and I don't think Joe's on their side anymore. I think he's on his own team. And so we had Badlands Media, Devilish Power Hour on Wednesday, go into detail about just exactly why we need Joe Biden to maintain some level of coherentness, if that's a word, and remain in the race, and so that we have a competitor to go up against in Joe Biden. We don't need what they're doing to him is just amazing. You have to wonder. I talked about this before. What the hell's the family doing? They are obviously. Jill's enjoying herself. She's liking the spotlight. I mean, just it's kind of sort of crazy a little bit. So I don't know what to think of it. I really don't. I really don't. So before I can carry on and run my mouth for ever, let's get into this. And remember, it's Rumble Studio live, 4 different platforms. We'll see if we can get all this presentation all to go very, very well. And so I think we're going to go to, I think it's NATO is being hosted in Washington, D.C. And our boy Joe is up there, being the host. I mean, 81 million votes. It's the host right there. So, I think he calls Zelensky Putin. We'll see. Let's just see what he says. So it goes on. Hang on. Let's see. But I thought, you know what? Because we have to go to this screen. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I got to make sure. Got to make sure. One way or another here, all this stinking technology we got going on. All right. Biden calls Zelensky President Putin at NATO. We'll go down to let's go this one right here.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
Did he just really call that guy Putin? Zelensky? Pretty sure he did. Pretty sure he said that. As a matter of fact, we just shared the video that he did say that, right? So I get it. People make mistakes, right? I mean, mistakes obviously can happen.
Mr. President.
Mistakes can happen. So I take it that you guys can hear the video there, right? Because if you can't hear it, would you say something in that chat up there? Let me know. See this chat up here, So all right, next on the let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, guys. This one here is Biden calls Kamala Harris vice president. Trump in dumpster fire, right? to pop up. Oh, so you're not seeing what I'm seeing, are you? Because it's not on the presentation screen. That's why. Where did it go? Hopefully we're there. Hopefully we're there. All right. What did I play?
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, so I think she was not qualified to be president.
And I wouldn't have picked Trump as vice president because she's qualified. Do you think they would let him do this 4 years ago, 5 years ago during the debates? He would have never been acting like that at all. You know what I mean? It would have never been like that at all. At all. At all. So go back up here too. Let's do this. I'm going to figure this out, guys. I'm going to figure this out. So we had him calling Zelensky Putin. And let's see, now we got him calling Harris Trump. See this one. What's this one? That's not true. Creepy Joe Biden starts whispering, denies he has limited his schedule to pace himself. And I'll bet you money. There it is. That's not true. Creepy Joe Biden starts whispering, denies he has limited himself, says he needs to pace himself. I love it when they put these videos in here. You know it?
Thank you, Mr. President. Presidency is the most straining job in the world, and it's 24/7. How can you say you'll be up for that next year, in 2 years, in 4 years, given the limits you've acknowledged that you have today?
The limits I've acknowledged I have?
There's been reporting that you've acknowledged that you need to go to bed earlier and your evening around 8.
That's not true. Look,
that's not true.
What I said was, instead of my every day starting at 7 and going to bed at midnight, it'd be smarter for me to pace myself a little more. And I said, for example, the 8, 7, 6 stuff, instead of starting the fundraiser at 9 o'clock, start at 8 o'clock. People get to go home by 10 o'clock. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. And if you look at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore. I've done, where's Trump been? Riding around in his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball? I mean, look, he's done virtually nothing. And I have, I don't know how many, don't hold me to it, roughly 20 major events, some with thousands of people showing up. And so I just think it's better. I always have an inclination, whether I was playing sports or doing politics, just to keep going, not stop. I just got to just pace myself a little more. Pace myself. In the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling into 15 time zones a week before. Anyway, that's what it was about.
Pace himself. Pace himself. I've never heard pace himself like that before, ever quite that way. We could talk about Joe Biden and all the things that he's done. But why are they doing this to him now? Now, they're allowing the media to let these things go on, and then you got the Schumers and the Pelosi's of the world who are trying to be graceful about what they're saying. It's his decision, and then AOC. I mean, that was an endorsement if you've seen what AOC was doing. So amazing. Just that they're letting Joe basically get exposed. Okay, what's next? Let's see what we got. Okay, hang on, guys. Let's cancel that out. Go down here. Boink. And let's see. See, this is where OBS has the upper hand at the moment. And okay. All right, let's see if it'll do this. Entire screen. Oh, okay. Share. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, let's do this now. Now let's try this. So this is Badlands Media. That's John Harold. That's Just Human and Burning Bright. And it's basically asking him. Just listen.
Treats or whatever the hell it's called. And now you've got Joe Biden going to war publicly with these people. So what the hell do you do if you're a Democrat voter right now? Like, irrespective of the candidate that's being put in front of you, you've got these billionaire elites in Hollywood, in Silicon Valley, on Wall Street, telling you that Biden isn't the guy, while Biden is now marketing himself as an anti-elite candidate. So you now, if you go in against Biden as a Democrat voter, you have to now back an elite candidate openly. So it's sort of that's where I see the deployment going. I think it's less about Donald Trump, and the media keeps commenting in the last couple of weeks on how silent Donald Trump has been during this whole Biden crisis. This is why. He doesn't have to do anything.
I want to hear from Kyle.
So he's talking about how Joe Biden is not following the agenda, in their opinion, and he's done just like Donald Trump. He went against the establishment, the elite, those people, those that, yeah, my should be, yeah. Okay, so here. Okay, it says behind the curtain committee to unelect the president. This is Axios. Dates is. They give a date somewhere. 16 hours ago is what it says. So it says that guy there, Biden, beat back the initial public campaign by Democrats to oust him from the party's presidential ticket swiftly and decisively. So this article says that he beat back the initial public campaign by Democrats to oust him from the party's presidential ticket. And they did sort of come out and do that in swiftly and decisively. I don't know. It's been a little, I don't know, it's almost 2 weeks now since the camp or the debate, and then he's done a couple interviews and that kind of thing. So, but very connected Democrats, mostly veterans of the Obama and Clinton administrations, are plotting hourly to get him to withdraw quickly. They're commissioning polls, lobbying former presidents, back-channeling Democratic leaders, organizing donors, and taking the fight to Biden in a very public way. They're the unofficial committee to unelect the president. Did you see that? They're the unofficial committee to unelect the president. The mission, push Biden out of the presidential race, and the sooner the better. Why it matters. This loose anti-Biden network is growing by the day, and it's circulating polls showing Democrats would shoot from sure losers to big winners with the new ticket. Some donors are talking of massive financial commitments to any non-Biden presidential ticket. These Democrats see the race in stark black and white terms. Just 3 states matter: Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now that's flipping BS. This is Axios. It's left-leaning. But when they say that just 3 states matter, yeah, not cool. Not cool. That's the blue wall, all of which Biden won in 2020. We believe what we believe. He was never duly elected. And they see the obvious solution. Forget the niceties of backing Biden or even Harris, but ruthless about finding the 2 people most likely to win those 3 states. So here's the thing. Yeah. There's a line of secession, so to remove Biden, Harris is next. I'm okay with that party. I'll take that. And then after that, Mike Johnson. I don't know what to think about that, but I mean, if they're going to take Biden out, like get him to resign and not go any further with this presidential election to be on the ticket, okay. I mean, Biden's pretty bad, but I guess Harris, that's probably a little bit worse, So anyway, I kind of like that if you're thinking outside the box. How it works. The anti-Biden Democrats are trading texts, emails, polling, fighting fellow Democrats on TV and X. It's circulating stories and arguments by sympathetic journalists and columnists, including those 2 people. Many are in the conversation with lawmakers to push their leaders to squeeze Biden in his inner circle. They know Biden and his family seem unmovable, so they hope for the use of overwhelming force by the Obamas, Clintons, Schumers, Jeffries, and Pelosi's. Those guys ain't going to come out and say anything bad, I don't think, yet. Like that, they're going to let all their little minions in the news outlets and social media do all that for them while they appears they're helping Joe gracefully bow out with all of his issues. Members of this national committee, what national committee? Tell us there's no hidden hand, no command and control. Instead, these are all people who've worked together on past campaigns. No one is more than one person away from everyone else, Central Player told us, and almost all are one step away from the former presidents Obama or Clinton. Can you believe this? Carville, who helped propel Clinton in the Oval Office, told us Clinton and Obama are sending clear messages by vanishing after they tweeted support for Biden the day after the debate. Silence is very loud form of speech, Carville said. No one's saying come hell or high water. Obama spoke privately with former Speaker Pelosi over the concerns about Biden's visibility. Reality check. No one's sure the pressure campaign is working, and it all depends on Biden, who controls the party's delegates and cannot be defeated for the nomination if he stays in, no matter how bleak the outlook for November. You need a psychiatrist more than a spin doctor. The big picture, fatalism, a sense of resignation, grip the party from coast to coast. The Clinton diaspora is freaking the hell out, said one alumnus of the Clinton's White House. But all these people going on record aren't helping, and all seems to have done is cause the Bidens to dig a little deeper. In one operative called a donor strike, top party benefactors who don't want to be named because they know a donor-led revolt would backfire are moving money away from Biden into the House and Senate campaigns as a hedge against the victory by former President Trump. You see that? Donor-led revolt would backfire. All right. The committee includes former Obama aides, former Clinton advisors. Look at this. Elected Dems, swing seat Dems, the donor class, George Clooney, late night liberals, Stephen Colbert, New York Times opinion, Biden aides busily leaking, and between the lines, Kate Bedingfield and Jen Psaki. What are they saying? Yeah. Biden is a historic figure, and a lot of that is going to be tainted if he persists and loses this race, Axelrod said. The people around him have a collective of hundreds of years of campaign experience. They know how to interpret data. They know how to read the moment. It's just a question of whether their affection for him clouds that. What an article. That's amazing that they're secretly plotting against him while trying to make it appear as though that they're all in for him. They're leaving it up to Joe. I'm talking about the Pelosi's, the Schumers, and them, all that. And while secretly in the background, they got all these, what's going on right here? The donors, the all kinds of absolutely crazy. So, wow. Joey the Sponge, I would hope, soaks it all up and goes down with all of this. Amazing to me. Absolutely love that. But can't get him so weak that he can't compete, right? So, let's see just exactly. I think it's what Kyle's got to say technically. And let me get this here real quick, guys. Here we go.
I really don't care about George Clooney at all, but I do think that it's notable what BB is pointing out, that there are these celebrities and other notable billionaires and elites, powerful people who are turning on Biden, even when it's just a couple weeks past when they were actually for him and campaigning and helping raise money. Now all of a sudden they're against him and they're asking him to bow out. And everybody understands completely why that's happening now. But I have an answer. I think the best thing I can contribute right now is I have an answer for what BB was saying about what do Democrat voters, what do they say now? How do they perceive all this? And I think what does it cause you to do? It causes you to look into or Google RFK Jr. I think that's probably the most common response among Democrat voters who are paying attention right now. Now, understand that that's like a subset of a subset, yeah. So it's not all of them. But the chunk of Democrat voters who are paying attention now, thinking about right now who they're going to vote for in November, and are concerned about this current
commotion, whatever you want to call it, crisis, I think they're Googling RFK Jr. and deciding whether or not he's an option for them.
Is that an option? These guys that don't want to jump on the Trump wagon, that know that Biden has been really wrong for the country. RFK Jr., the independent, they wouldn't give him much for Secret Service and all that good stuff, and so it makes sense. So you got Biden, who won't drop out of the race. He did horrible in the debate. They allowed him to get exposed there. Then they let him do an interview with George. I always want to call him Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street, but that's not his name. But we'll just continue to call him that, though. Just Snuffleupagus, George, maybe see. Biden stumbles there. We all sort of think it's funny. We watch how this is all happening, how it's all being broke down, how it's coming down the way that it is. And then the NATO thing. They allow him to get up there and call Zelensky Putin and Harris Trump and all these things, and then he won't leave. Do you think that during the debate that maybe he was supposed to bring up that was it 2025 agenda? They're trying to say that Trump's all involved in. Was that like supposed to be? Is that supposed to be something that maybe Biden was supposed to do and he didn't? Excuse me. Because he didn't, they realized that he is not on board with the Uniparty anymore. I mean, I don't like Biden at all. He's not legally and lawfully our president, in my opinion. He didn't get 81 million votes. But as I said in the last show, how do you expose a career politician for 50 years that he's been compromised, bought out, used his seat as a position of power to sell out his Senate, everything else, vice presidency, and apparently the presidency, right? And how do you expose all that to destroy that so that the American people, the regular folks out there who don't really understand because they're watching the media, are now being allowed to see this? I wonder what the hell. They've been hiding that. As I said before, he's got a press with him 24/7. They know when that man uses the bathroom, when he's resting, he's up eating. They know. And they hid it from the people. And then you have to blame mainstream media got involved. They helped do that to the public. You never saw these things. We knew these things. There were some out there that knew these things. I was telling you those things. All you people out there on Facebook that said Brian's a little crazy, then nah, not at all. Now there's proof, you know. So now that we got RFK maybe playing a little here in the mix, I mean, so let's see. All right, let's see. Let's do this right here. We'll go to presentation. Then we'll hit the screen right here. We'll go that right there. Let's go that right there. Let me back out of it 1 second here. Right. It says breaking. Coordinated Democrat rebellion to unfold over the next 48 hours as the largest pro-Biden super PAC freezes 90 million in pledged donations. A coordinated Democratic rebellion, according to the New York Times. This comes after Joe Biden's disastrous big boy solo press conference Thursday evening, where he called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump. Some major Democrat donors have told the largest pro-Biden super PAC Future Forward that roughly $90 million in pledged donations is now on hold if Biden remains atop the ticket. According to two people who have been briefed on the conversation, the New York Times reported. Where do you think they're getting their information from, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you think's leaking that stuff? His party. The frozen contributions come as he had hoped to turn the page on a weeks-long crisis with his party following a near hour-long conference on Thursday evening. The appearance, which he delivered a few gaffes, but also demonstrated a command of foreign policy, did not immediately seem to worsen Democrats' fears about his viability, but also did not silence the calls for him to drop out. After he was done speaking, 3 more House members joined the ranks of the elected Democrats, calling for Biden to end his campaign, the Times reported. Look at that guy's face. Old Joe botched the first question when he called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump. This was literally right after Biden called Ukrainian President Zelensky President Putin. Ah, look there. I'm here. What you doing, man? What you doing? That's old truck driver out there, real Ed Reno. He's an old pal of mine. You see any Biden signs out there? At one point, Joe Biden told reporters he was following the advice of his commander-in-chief in response to a question about his future. Some people would think that the commander-in-chief is probably Obama. I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief. My chief of staff said, military as well as Secretary of Defense and our intelligence people. There is no chief of staff in the military. Biden botched that too. Man. Oh, what's it doing here? Oh, hang on. I see. There we are. All right. So, man, my good old buddy, old pal, longtime pal there, Rio Ed Reno, he's not seeing any Joe Biden signs out there while he's traveling through the country delivering the goods. Maybe we can get this guy to come back from time to time to let us know what he sees when he's out there on the road. Because look, he says, just got home from the road, no Biden signs anywhere. Hey, look, I'll tell you this. I drove from East Tennessee to Michigan and back up 75 into Detroit over to another location that's close to Detroit, suburbs, and back out of there, all the way back to Tennessee, meaning I drove through Kentucky and Ohio. Not one Biden sign. Not one Biden billboard. Not one Biden anything. I finally seen a Tesla truck, but I didn't see no Joe Biden support anywhere. Not a single sign. Not anywhere. Then to follow it up for the 4th, I went to West Tennessee, got to interview Danny Elson on People on the Porch. Nowhere. Not a Biden sign nowhere. Not a billboard. Nowhere. Nowhere. So, we got a guy on the road, man, gives us updates. That's amazing. Man, thanks for the comments. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So, let's see. So guys, they're really after their boy Joe. It makes no sense to me. No bumper stickers, no hats, huh? Yeah. I don't see any support for Joe except for let's see this right here. Where is it? If I could find it. Let me see right here. Is this it? It's not the one, but hang on. I have it. I have it somewhere. Hang on one second. I have it somewhere, and I think it's. Oh, okay. Hang on. Guys, check this out. This is what Trump's opinion about what's going on with our boy Joe. Ready?
Did they purposely cover for him, in your view?
Well, they cover for him, and they still are sort of covering, but now it's getting very difficult to do that. And, you know, it looks to me like he may very well stay in. He's got an ego, and he doesn't want to quit. He doesn't want to do that. It just looks to me like that's what he wants. I think Jill would like to see him stay. She's having a good time. I notice she really seems to be having a good time, and I'm hearing that Hunter is calling the shots. So this isn't necessarily a very positive thing for our country. But I think he, might very well stay in. And if he does, nobody wants to give that up that way. He's been about himself for a long time. It's hard to give it up that way, the way where they're trying to force him out. So, I mean, you really have to speak to his doctors, but obviously he's been sheltered by the fake news media. That's why they call it the fake news.
That's why they call it the fake news. That's why I say media is just another version of entertainment. When you listen to the intro to my show is the right here. Hang on. When I say this right here, I share content created by citizen journalists who I believe to be the best at finding facts buried deep into the abyss, or outlets who I believe to be best for verifiable information. Why? Because we have to operate within their system. The system is what our country is, right? And we only have the information that they allow us to have. It's a big deal. Where does this information come from? It gets leaked. It's this, it's that. It's all these things, right? So it's coming from somewhere. And Patrick said it. Maybe I play that in just a minute. What Patrick P. Gunnels had to say about it, right? So it says I share, or we have to operate, the information that they allow us to have. The individuals who nerd out on the fact-finding missions and that add their opinions to better inform me to make the best choice for me in this war of narratives is Resolute, because my channel is called Resolute Exposure. The desk that the president sit at is called the Resolute Desk. It means to be a lot of things. For this particular show, it means to be determined. Resolute exposure means determined to tell. We are an echo chamber, and we're telling. The information war is a battle for your mind and ultimately compliance. The propaganda BS that comes off, the narrative spins, this whole thing that we're watching with Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't think he's legally, lawfully elected. We don't have real lawful elections as it is. So my opinion is he's been put into position by those who are in charge, okay? And so the only way for all this to work is to get the media to play their role in that. And how do they play their role? Is this stuff right here. The shit gets leaked down. They put it out there before the information's supposed to get out. And then they either slow it down or advance it or whatever the case was. up until the debate, maybe a little before, and every once in a blue moon, the last 4 to 6 years, that media, which I'm excited to share the content, hopes that you will turn off mainstream media, who I believe is just a version of entertainment, is entertaining you up to that point, and they no longer are. Now the entertainment's different. It's on the reverse side of things. They're allowing Joe to do this. It's being allowed to happen. What is that? So, not in Chicago. DC is like a ghost town for what that's worth. Suburbs are busy, and but not DC Metro. So our buddy Real Ed Reno there, he's up. Not even in DC, and that's like a. I mean, they got Black Lives Matter on the all that LBGTQ, you know. Yeah. Hey, I got somebody that's doing on the road reporting, so it's a new feature. It just happens, you know. I think you gotta have at least 30 followers, and then that sort of happens, and then you know. And since I have 33, well, look here. Now I have an on the road reporter. Imagine that. Just all kinds of blessings happening to caught up on this channel, Resolute Exposure. You know what I mean? And I'm just having a good time with that. But back to it. The media plays the role. Instead of them being the transparency that we need from them, they are the cover up. And so they either slow the process down or they speed it up based on whatever the narrative is. If you watch the intro to my show, it shows Sinclair Media. He owns like 100 stations in this country, and they all say the exact same thing simultaneously, word for word, and no one goes any further than that to do the research. Not a single one. Not a single one. Not a single one. So let me find the video where Chris Paul right here. Whoa. I forget what he was saying now. Hang on one second, guys. I had Rachel Maddow somewhere. Is that the one? No. Here it is. I found it. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry. I found it. Before we do Chris Paul's, I want to do Rachel Maddow because he's got some saving grace out there, right? He's got people like, what would you call her? Mad Dog Maddow? Mad Dog Maddow? Let's find it real quick. Well, let's cancel out. So we got to go here. Presentation. Go here. Start the share screen. We go here. Share that right there. Okay, guys. It's probably going to pop me over to X, ain't it? Yep. Hang on. Hang on, guys. All right, let's hopefully it's a little louder for you guys than it is for me. I don't trust it, guys. Hang on. Hang on, technical. Media is hyping up. I don't trust it, guys. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Hang on, technical. Media is hyping up. Guys. Hang on, technical. Media is hyping up. Hang on, technical. Media is hyping up. For some reason, I don't think it's playing at the. Media's hyping up the bird flu, and people in blue cities are all wearing masks and gloves now. Doesn't surprise me one single bit. Let's see. So it did. It didn't play. I played the whole video, what Maddow said. And it didn't play it at all for you guys. I apologize for that. Not very cool. At all. At all. Okay, so anyway, Maddow was talking about how great Biden was and how strong he was on foreign policy and all this, that, and the other. And that was after the whole Zelensky thing here. You know what I mean? So anyway, he didn't play. Anyway, one more thing. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let us share the screen. We'll see what Chris Paul had to say today or yesterday on Daily Show. Rogan. Hang on, guys. You're seeing me, not the presentation. Anyway. I did it again. I did it again. Yeah, it's unreal. Unreal to get people to believe in that garbage. Anyway, this Joe Rogan. Right? Let me see. I've got to make sure. There we go. This is Joe Rogan's opinion on Democrats and how they got their voting base.
And I know you're not a fan, but it's beautiful because that makes Joe Rogan an extreme MAGA Republican.
Man, when I started thinking about it like that, that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's like totally political, all these moves.
100%.
Yeah.
They're literally importing Democratic voters.
Yeah.
They think by allowing the borders to be porous and by giving people aid and giving people housing, that you're essentially guaranteeing that if you can rig it so that those people are allowed to vote, those people are going to vote Democratic. And if you could say that, oh, voter ID is racist, like, oh, what? Voter ID is
That's
racist.
crazy that they think that. But they actually made that argument yesterday as well. That
Okay. That's Joe Rogan last week or yesterday or the other day. Hey, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Comment the chat's going on. At least between me and Real Ed Reno, the chat's going on. But if you got something to say hi or cuss me or tell me shut the hell up or go away or whatever. Any type of engagement makes me happy. So anyway, Joe Rogan. He's 5 years late. They seem to think that Trump's going to be doing an interview on there soon on the Joe Rogan platform. He's got a bunch of followers. The other day, like in the millions followers, man. So Trump's on there. That's going to be amazing. Rogan's okay, but like all the rest of them, he's allowed to have a little bit of information and then he doesn't share it, or he shares it the way that they ask him to, and he could probably do a much better job than that. So, okay. So anyway, that's the whole Joey thing in a nutshell. It's probably not going to go away, guys. I mean, he's going to be around. We need him around till January 20th, 2025. And when they swear in Donald Trump, right? And they don't need to weaken him so bad at the moment that he doesn't look like a favorable candidate. But what is going to happen is they know they can't beat him now. Well, they knew they couldn't beat him for a while. Talk about Donald Trump. But if RFK Jr. takes some of those 81 million Biden votes, I just don't see how he's going to come out ahead anywhere. And even though they're going to try to do something, whatever it was they said 4 years ago about Trump, military yanking him out, kicking and screaming on his way out the door, that kind of thing, maybe that's what we see with old Joey, right? So anyway, I think I have, let's see, Uno Moss. I do. Now, what is that? Did you see me? Okay. Presentation. Let's try to do this right. There we are. Angry and stunned Democrats blame Biden's close advisors for shielding the public from full extent of his decline. CNN. See what I mean? Let's see. It says every empire in history starts wars as they crumble. Eyes on Europe, Taiwan, Central African countries. I don't know, man. Some of them Central African countries, they've kicked some of those people out. They've them littler countries doing some big things, man. But see, every empire in history starts wars as they crumble. The Romans, they just sort of disappeared, you know. Then Europe and Taiwan. So Taiwan, I don't know about Taiwan either. So I don't know. All good things, though, man. All good things. Let's see. It says at a star-studded fundraiser for Joe Biden in Los Angeles, Clooney wasn't the only one who came away with concerns about Joey. Of course, y'all heard what he had to say, this, that, and the other. The fact that I like about this particular article is it's a CNN article. It's their own. They're devouring each other. The entire display is kind of an act. One of those sources told CNN they would come and say, hey, Joey is going to call on you in about 25 minutes, ask a question, and here are the bullet points. You'll have to respond. Man, why? Why? Because there have been clear signs throughout his term. It's been increasingly staged, managed. People that have known. The second source who echoed the same description said Biden attends cabinet meetings that are not freewheeling and pretty well orchestrated, and the meetings themselves are infrequent, with one cabinet security telling CNN they are uncertain of Biden's conditions because they so rarely see him. Who's running the country, ladies and gentlemen? Joey. He's the sponge. It's getting worse. Even as the oldest sitting guy in history at 81, halting performance at CNN's debate last month came as a serious shock to most inside the White House and across his administration, including senior officials that have known that guy for years and regularly have private conversations, meetings with him. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I ain't never had a conversation with that dude in person, but what I've seen over the years from him, the articles, the plagiarism, the fact that he loved Robert Byrd, the KKK dude, this, that, and the other. Yeah. They're trying to say they didn't know. Liar, liar, liar. There's a general sense of just unbelievable holding your breath every time he does an event, every time he's with people, one Democrat, in close touch with. Joey's inner circle tells CNN. Are you getting the gist of this? They're leaking that information out to CNN, New York Times, to the public. Leaking it out. Let's see. It says, and then they brought Russian soldiers in Africa. There are Russian troops currently at the base where 130 American soldiers are being detained. Yeah, man, I don't know about any of that stuff. That's a little outside the scope of what I usually do. And I can't believe that we have soldiers being detained by Russian soldiers. I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth, but you'd have to send me that. You got a link to that somewhere? You can share links, I think, in these things. But I could tell you, what's his name? Ghost of Base Patrick Henry does a lot with that section of the world, and he is also on Badlands Media. What show? I'm not sure exactly. I know he does a daily show with CanCon. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, but he goes in depth about the stuff that's going over there in those countries like that. So it says, I think we're going to bring war on all of the BRICS nations. They're killing petrodollar, Brazil, Russia, India, China, 35 countries. Try to find it. Now, if you watch Badlands Media, you'll see that the not everything BRICS is bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would refer you to Just Human and Burning Bright, Defected on Sunday nights. They go into pretty good detail about the BRICS nations. And we kind of look, Rio Ed Reno, look, man, there's a train, okay? Our country's the train at the moment. And then you got the good guys on these horses running right next to the train. And then you got the bad guys on these horses. You got the white and the black, and they're running together, and who's going to rob the train first, right? Everybody's headed to the same thing. So the dollar and all those things, it's going to go away. But if it goes away, do we want it to go away where the New World Order is doing their part? Or do we want it to go away where the Patriots are doing their part, where gold's backing up things? All countries are doing their own thing for themselves, selling their own energy, their own infrastructures, those kinds of things where we are doing the same. And so the petrodollar somewhere has to, it all has to, I don't know that it has to crash, not go away. But we want the good guys to be in control of that train at the end versus World Health Organization, New World Order, central banking system, all those things that you and I grew up hearing about, man. You know what I mean? Cool beans. I listen to a lot of news from UK and Australia. See, I don't, man. I don't get into, I mean, I get into a little bit of that information, but for the most part, but it's good to have that. So, like, because it's kind of like those things, it happens with those things first, because for example, the immigration stuff that's happened in the United States, all that happened over there first, and it still happened and that kind of thing. So at Real Ed Reno, I don't discount anything like that. I swear. I just, it's probably not my cup of tea, but there are those guys that dive into that a lot deeper than I do. I kind of stick to, and I know it all plays a role. So, but anyway, all good things, man. I love the comment. This is what I love about Rumble Studio right here, is the fact that you can be on all these platforms at the same time, and then I get the live chat right there in front of me. You get to comment on it at the same time, you know. And yes, gold, silver, everything, you know what I mean, that needs to, that currency, back our currency, you know. And good. Love this crap, man, right here. So let's see, one more thing. Where's it at? Right there. Yes, right here. Last thing before, last thing, with this right here. And then I got some stuff. Let's see what you say. The UN should be banned from the United States. They're facilitating the immigration. So, and I did a show on NATO and the UN, and I agree totally. We should be funding that. I know what we saw with what's going on in DC and Joey and them hosting NATO and all that and all that, but they're almost obsolete. You know what I mean? There's some things I think that are going on that's gonna. They're afraid of Trump, and if Trump gets in office, I think that just about does the end of some of these things. So yeah. So last article here I got to share about old Biden. Where's it at? And once again, it's a Gateway pundit, and they're sharing CNN's garbage. Oh, CNN now admits Joe Biden's entire presidency is a carefully staged sham, right? Right? Carefully staged sham. I mean, why now? Why CNN get rid of this stuff? This is what I'm talking about, the exposure phase. Joey was the sponge that soaked up everything that could go wrong in a 4-year administration, with all the executive orders and everything that it is that he's doing, and just showing you how he came in and did, and he was not pro-America, this, that, and the other. And then CNN and MSNBC and Fox and all the rest of them, they built this guy up like he was just, you know, this savior of what was going to be consistent and all that was good and that our country needed, right? And look at that. Some people would tell you that that's a guy in a mask. Not me. This is hilarious. Fake news CNN is now admitting that Gateway Pundit has been reporting on for years. Biden's entire so-called illegitimate presidency is a carefully staged sham. The left-wing media immediately came out and called for Biden to drop out of the 24 presidential race after his poor debate. Thought that was his champion. The Democrat lawmakers have also called for Biden to step aside following the debate. And then George Clooney came forward and said for him to step down too. It says the rap on a record-setting Democratic fundraiser for Biden's re-election campaign net $28 million. He didn't outdo Trump. Former Barack Obama and Biden offer final waves to Peacock Theater crowd as Obama then grabs Biden's hand to lead him off of the stage. See what happens here, guys, when they let it play. Yeah, I don't think they do it. See what happens. Want to see? Oh, there it is. And it did it. All right, watch. Did it. There he goes. There he goes. There goes the curtain. There he goes. His old buddy partner helped him off the stage, grabs him by the hand, helps him off the stage, look, grabs him by the hand. That's amazing. Amazing. Man, amazing. Amazing. All right, so, all right, guys, last article I got, because I got some Michigan peeps. I got some Michigan peeps. I got some Michigan family members that you all might be interested in what your little witch governor did. Look at that. Michigan governor. Let's see, hang on. He'll end up taking the blame for the crash of society, meaning the economy, migration, wasted money on Ukraine, all of the various efforts, and by the nature of mental health, he won't be held accountable. Laugh out loud. No, he will not be held accountable because Supreme Court, all the immunity, that's right. But he will go down as, yeah, man, the most incompetent guy ever. I doubt if he'll be able to walk down. Yeah. We are living in a wonderful time of history. All right, my Michigan peeps. It says Michigan governor signs bill into law modifying election recounts. Governor Whitmer, the little witch, signed a law this week that changes the way election recounts are carried out in the state of Michigan, prohibiting county canvassers to investigate allegations of fraud. Now, how the hell do you continue to win? You just change the rules, right? What's it say? Oh, yeah, she's one of them too. America's Haters. You know, I do Tuesday shows called We Must Never Forget, Real Ed Reno. And I've hit like, let's see, it's Governor Newsom, Michelle Whitmer. My bad. Gretchen Whitmer. Why did I say Michelle? Anyway, Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo from New York. Oh, seems like I've done somebody else. Anyway, 3-4 shows of it. And we go into their unconstitutional edicts of their lockdowns in 2020, kind of like a recap of things that they did. And she was one of the worst. Whitmer is one of the worst, man. So it says the recount process will be initiated in Michigan for precincts that show an imbalance between the ballots collected and the ballots issued, as long as they provide a satisfactory explanation and a sworn affidavit in the form of a form prescribed by Secretary of State, according to Miss Whitmer's office in a new release. Look at that. She's married. It's MRS, not MS. Not at all. It will also increase the state's recount filing fees for what her office said was to account for the cost of conducting a recount. It's all about the money, ladies and gentlemen. The bill defines a recount as an administrative process to determine votes cast for a candidate or ballot question. It makes clear that the recount is not an audit or investigation. The sponsor of the measure, Michigan State Representative Stephanie Chang, a Democrat, said in May. As we all know from 4 years ago, those words are not interchangeable, and thus clarification of the law is important to minimize the confusion among voters. It is to maximize the confusion on voters because they're trying to screw you in the state of Michigan. My family that lives there, wake up. Wake up. By making recounts too expensive, they're effectively pricing out local candidates from ensuring the accuracy of an election, results in diminishing the public's confidence in the process. If you live in Michigan, you probably don't have confidence in your voting process. That is right. You're going to have to get caught up. Not catch up. You're going to have to get caught up, Real Ed Reno. Man. That bitch right there. She's not duly elected, lawfully elected either. All right. Right. Let's see. Guys, it's been an hour and 41 minutes, and we did this on Rumble Studio, which, as I went on, seems to have worked out okay. It doesn't have my overlays and that kind of thing, and so I'll probably bounce back and forth. I'll probably do my Friday shows, honestly, on my OBS and the Tuesday show on the Rumble Studio because I like the control that I have with the OBS way better. I do like being able to be on 4 different platforms at the same time in live chat. Real Ed Reno, man, thank you very, very much. And I hope you continue to do this week in, week out with me. You know what I mean? So especially we get those on the road reports, man. It's badass. So, but anyway, I do like the studio for sure. I just wished it would allow me to do other things. What is this? Hang on. Accept terms to continue. Hang on, let's see what happens. Would you look at that? It says 2/3 of Americans are at risk of blackouts from heat waves. Are you prepared to claim? Are you prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. I'm doing a commercial. Look at there. There's a QR code. Over 150,000 Americans trust these powerful solar generators to run things like their fridge, fans, TV, CPAPs, and more during an emergency. Get yours today at 4patriots.com and score a free 100-watt solar panel. And if you're ready to have the ultimate in blackout protection and get a free solar panel, go to 4patriots.com now. Again, go to 4patriots.com now. There's a QR code. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. That's big time. Nice. Very, very nice. Very nice, man. Was it said, thank you, brother man, like it's never been hot in summer before. Yeah, man. Very cool. Very, very cool, guys. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up, likes. Guys, I'm on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and X. And don't forget to check out People on the Porch. All the links are in the descriptions. All the comments from my favorite personalities there. You got Burning Bright, Just Human, Patel Patriot. Then we had I'm Your Moderator, Chris Paul. We also had Can Khan, who does his shows, the daily shows 5 days a week at 10 o'clock in the morning. He also does Why We Vote. Why We Vote. Why We Vote is a show that if you want to know anything about voting whatsoever, anything, all things that has to do with voting. Yeah, man, it was an awesome ad. Backup power. It was flipping cool, man. It popped up on the screen. I think I made $1.20. That's amazing. All the money I spent making this, I got $1.20 back off of an ad. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Man, I forget what I was talking about now. Anyway, very, very cool tonight. Very good show. And then, oh yeah, People on the Porch, the descriptions. Yeah, that's right. All things are why we vote. Everything from all the blue states that did that. You know, all things court that have to do with the voting aspect in Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. You'll look. If you do some research, you'll find out that Pennsylvania's Supreme Court called their presidential election of 2020 unconstitutional. Wisconsin did some things to change some laws there. Michigan obviously went south and not helping themselves, but making things easier to take their state the way that they want to in that faction. And then you have Georgia, all that shit that's been going on there right now. You know, Why We Vote has all that. Can Con, Ashton America, those guys, you know what I mean? Also, there's X22 with Dave. That's a great thing. It's 1 hour, usually 5 days a week. He does a geopolitical and a financial thing. And then if you want a Christian perspective by it, there is, and we know, Romans 8:28. Those guys, they're all patriots. They all do the same thing that I do. They're probably better at it. They got thousands of followers where I don't do any of them any justice. But like I said, I'm an echo chamber. My job, what I want to do as a patriot is to share the information, like I said, that I believe to be the most verifiable, that kind of thing. So very cool show tonight. Blizzard starts with one snowflake. We got some philosophy out of the real Ed Reno there, man. It's very, very cool. So, but yes, People on the Porch, all those people in the descriptions, their links, their Rumble accounts, Substack, you know, all that stuff. So, very, very, very good, guys. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Sunday we'll do Burning the Oil. I think I'm going to get back into Burning the Oil again. So it's the biblical principles and the founders with the Constitution that come together that make this beautiful Constitution and Bill of Rights to the country that we have today. And it's a great show. Usually lasts about an hour. It's usually around 2 o'clock. So it says what? We, the American people, patriots, are strong when we stand together. Got to stand, though. You're right. Get loud and hurt feelings. We absolutely do. And basically, burning the oil on Sundays at 2 o'clock, you know, we try to do what Congress used to do when they started. We say a prayer like we're supposed to. We get into the good things. Like I do a Pledge of Allegiance with Red Skeleton. You have to check that out if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. It's a beautiful rendition, what he does. The inauguration from Donald Trump, John F. Kennedy. What is it? The Gettysburg Address, I think, from Abraham Lincoln. We get back into Schoolhouse Rocks with the 3-minute cartoon videos from the 70s, because it's those types of things need to be shared again. People need to know how our country is supposed to run. Not a kingdom, guys. Real elections, you know. One day, ID, paper ballot can all be done. They got you believing that it can't be, but it can be. So that's Sunday at 2 o'clock, Burning the Oil. It has all those things and a book called America's Providential History, which should be taught in every school, every college, every church. My opinion. Amazing book. Chapter 7, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Thanks for watching, guys. Get into a little bit more of People on the Porch. Have a good evening. This is Caught Up on Resolute Exposure. I am Brian Riley. Have a blessed evening, guys.
My heart, pumping all day long. Get me the morning when darkness comes. My heart, ooh. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna head on home before it gets too late. I turn it upside down and be thankful for what he gave. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna hold on tight to you when it gets rough. I'm gonna lay down all my cards and call your bluff. Because the one thing in this moonlit room I trust is the beauty of a smile and the warmth inside your touch. Oh, there's nothing like a love, nothing like a love of a woman. The way she holds you tight, the way she holds you tight when you need it most. It gives you just that little bit, just to keep on living. And that's when you find out what you're made of. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna head on home before it gets too late. I turn it upside down and be thankful for what he gave. I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna hold on tight to you when it gets rough. I'm gonna lay down all my cards and call your bluff. Because the one thing in this moonlit room I trust is the beauty of the smile and the warmth inside your touch. Oh, there's nothing like love, nothing like love of a woman. The way she holds you tight, way she holds you tight when you need it most. It gives you just that little bit, just to keep on living. And that's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you find out. That's when you find out what you're made of. My heart is like a lighthouse, just trying to get you home. Your soul is like an anchor, just dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I'm saying. I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. We were younger when we first laid eyes. I was walking up in heaven's skies. How about you? Did you feel it too? I don't believe in love at first sight. Now you make me wanna change my mind. How about you? Oh, how about you? My heart is like a lighthouse, just trying to get you home. Your soul is like an anchor, just dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I say. I've I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. You home, your soul is like an anchor, just dragging you along. Pay no mind to what I'm saying. I've been drinking all day long. I just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. I just wanna hold you, just wanna hold you while we dance to this song. In a world that's black and white, wondering why things they did not turn out quite right. Please believe me, please don't leave me. I said I'm sorry. The rain is falling slow. It's cold, we know. We're standing in it too. You're there, your hair is soaking wet. Please take my jacket. Take it. Please believe me. Please don't leave me. I said I'm sorry. Didn't you hear me? Please believe me. Please don't leave me now. I said I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Didn't you hear me? The rain is falling slow. It's cold, we know. We're standing in it too. You're there, your hair is soaking wet. Please take my jacket. You look better in it anyway. You look better in it anyway. Just take it all. Just go through it. You're living, you're loving, you're laughing, you're playing, you're singing, you're dancing in the dark. You're dancing in the dark. I said I'm sorry. You're dancing in the dancing in the dark. When it's always at my back. My back is always strapped with these things that I call my own. Life, it isn't always grand, but when you finally take that stand, you become a man. You needed to You meant everything to me. While you left, I could not see. I guess people just do what they want. Yeah. Time, it goes faster every day, and my heart, it leads the way, while the future, it fades into a memory. Is always at my back. My back is always strapped with these things that I call my
We're entering a very, very weird phase. I talked about it this week and said it's basically like you have two groups in an old Western movie. You have the guys with the black hats, like riding down the pass as the train is coming through. They're coming down on the left side. You got the guys in the white hats coming down on the right side. And it's just about who's going to rob this train. Because we're all meeting this thing at the same time. And it's like, are we robbing this train or are they robbing this train? Because it's all set up for there to be a split on all these levels. And all that ultimately matters is who and what is in control.
Well, in terms of like robbing this train, are you talking about election theft?
All of it. All of it. We're meeting all of these points. You could talk about it with the currency, right? If it becomes a central bank currency rather than like a decentralized thing, a Bitcoin or a gold-backed US dollar or a basket of cryptocurrencies or whatever it is, those two things are going to be entirely in opposition about which way the world is going forward. You know, one of those leads towards sovereignty and decentralization, and the other path leads toward centralization and ultimately the end of human liberty. So it's this convergence that is going to then separate, and it's like, which path do we choose? That is entirely going to be the outcome of a narrative battle.
There was an outstanding piece on badlands.substack.com written by Eric Carlson, and I think it puts everything into perspective when you see these people, the people you can see, as Chris describes it, mid-level managers. One of the reasons we can't round up the deep state is because we can't find them. We don't know who they are. You can round up Joy Reid all day and all night. All that you're going to get is a mentally ill woman who receives her orders. There was an outstanding piece on badlands.substack.com written by Eric Carlson. And I think it puts everything into perspective when you see these people, the people you can see, as Chris describes it, mid-level managers. One of the reasons we can't round up the deep state is because we can't find them. We don't know who they are. You can. There was an outstanding piece on badlands.substack.com written by Eric Carlson.